All right, so let's set this one up here in this first part with just, the landscape of things, which is what is a scuba relationship? So are these, casual acquaintances? Are there different levels that you have these relationships at? How do you know that you've actually formed a, let's call it a friendship relationship, a connection with somebody through scuba? So I don't know, what would you define as a scuba relationship? Someone that you kind of gotten to know through scuba.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back to those layers that you talked about. I mean, just with anyone that you meet in general, you're going to have, this is just like a name I know. Okay. You've seen their name or you've seen this person out there before. Then there's the people that you've regularly oh yeah, you're diving. Why don't you come dive with us? Right. So you have people that are more frequent in your circle. And as you get smaller into your circle, you'll have the people that you're always messaging going, hey, are we diving tomorrow? Are we doing this tomorrow? All the way down to, yes, people can build those relationships that you're talking about, the dating ones. That's never was never my goal, but it does happen. So I guess there's all those different layers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there, for me, the same has been true. Like there's kind of the insta buddy layer, right, where you're on a boat and the dive master points at you and points at somebody else, says you guys are paired up, and you go okay. And sometimes you're just holding your breath, you're not sure what's going to happen, but those have turned into awesome friendships. But there's kind of that layer, that first layer of like, I see you around, or we got paired up just out of sheer dumb
hmm
luck. That happens, right? Is kind of that first layer for me.
So for me, I mean that I kind of took this as another level because I was very active in one of the local dive clubs. I actually dove at several of them, but one of the dive clubs, because I was kind of like always there. Again, I kind of backed my way into being a dive host. Like,
Mm,
Jack's here. Jack, can you get that waiver? I'm like, I'm not a host. Oh,
yeah.
do you want to be a host? I don't know. No, but sure you do. I'm like, okay. So I would be that host, right? And you start meeting all these people and you remember the names once they're repetitive because you don't know if, like San Diego, you get so many people visiting. They don't know their way around. Not everybody wants to pay for, a guide, so to speak. So they find the clubs, which are fine, especially if you live locally or something like that and you want to start being part of that community. So maybe I was a little bit different than most of the hosts. You're not supposed to, from a liability standpoint, as a host, buddy people together, because you don't want to be liable for, like, obviously reasons of, because you don't know what people's skills are.
Right.
And so as a host, I felt that I probably took a little more risk than I should, where people that knew each other already would usually buddy up. They go, oh, I have a steel 100, I have aluminum 80, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this. They'd start diving together and they would build their own little, sorry, I live right by Miramar.
Uh,
I don't know if you can hear
that's a
that.
jet going over the
That is a
overhead there.
jet. It's a little late for them though.
Mm.
They usually do it during the day. But anyways, so you don't want to buddy people up, but then there'd always be the odd leftover person. And so I always took it on myself to dive with that person.
Right.
And then me being a dive professional, but yet also I tried to work on being a good buddy and then make that person's experience that much better. Because, like you're saying, the Insta Buddy thing, if it's two new divers and they're diving together, it's not always the best situation because one, they could both be like on, dive 8, or something
Right.
like that, where they can't necessarily look out for themselves barely yet, let alone their buddy.
Right.
So I was able to go out with these people and be that good dive buddy for them, and then that would be the welcoming environment, so they'd keep coming back. Um,
Right.
so so that's how I built a lot of these relationships with people. And plus, we always, I always liked going out for food afterwards because a lot of these dives were after work, and so we would go down La Jolla Shores, go dive, and then I'm like, oh, we got to go for food. So I'm like walking around, hey everyone, we're gonna go out for pizza and beer. Come
Right.
on, we'll just go have pizza and beer. We can talk about diving. And it's like, hey, you guys didn't even dive with us? Just why don't you just come join us? We'll talk about diving. And so I found that the community themselves, they like talking about scuba. So it was kind of easy to get people involved